Welcome to the Week 1 edition of the WyoVarsity Friday Night Recap. First week that every team in the state, save for NSI Academy, is playing, so the real start to Wyoming high school football season. We'll start with the top storylines for the day, and we'll start in Class 4A. Gillette and Sheridan, they still take care of business. They look dominant. They look like the top two teams in the state in Class 4A. Natrona also won against Cheyenne East, but struggled a little bit. Next week, the schedule, the Big Four, or at least the undefeated Big Three, they don't play each other. Where it'll get interesting is Week 3 when Natrona hosts Gillette. Then we'll see who really is the cream of the crop when it comes to 4A. Moving down to the smaller classifications in 3A. Interesting weekend. You had Cody, the defending champions. They go and play Buffalo, and they get a 22-10 win in their opener. By not dominating performance by far, they lost a lot of seniors last year. So is that division a little bit more wide open? On top of that, Douglas, who was ranked number 3 in the WyoVarsity Power Poll, I believe, lost on the road at Powell, and they lost 25-2. So is maybe 3A a little bit more open this year than we thought it was? We'll see as the season goes on. Moving down into one of the marquee games of the week, Mountain View versus Cokeville, the two defending state champions in 2A and 1A 11-man. Mountain View eked out a 18-15 win over Cokeville. That's Cokeville's first loss in a couple of years. Their 22-game win streak ends, and so we were talking about 3A and how it's maybe a little bit more open. Is 1A now a little bit more open? Cokeville, while I was listening to the radio, really struggled on the offense and had a lot of fumble issues. I know it's early, and Cokeville, certainly with their track record, you can never count them out, but it's got to give at least a little bit of hope to the other teams in 1A 11-man. Now we'll go over top performers. I'll hand out the game balls, and as you can see, we've got a little bit more decoration in my office this week, the WyoVarsity towels. If anyone wants to stop by the offices in Casper, I've got WyoVarsity towels to hand out if you want them. First game ball will go to Bighorn's Colton Williams. Here's a guy who had 5 touchdowns in the first half and did it in a variety of ways. Someone told me he had 3 rushing touchdowns, a punt return for a touchdown, and an interception return for a touchdown. That's almost Devin Hester-esque, Bears fan that I am. But he gets the first game ball from me. Because we don't show a lot of love to the guys on defense, we're gonna go defensively for the last 2. Second game ball goes to 2 guys who had interception returns for touchdowns late to seal wins. Torrington's Nathan Stitt and Natrona County's Bryant McMillan. Both interception returns in the 4th quarter. Both teams ended up getting wins, and they were a big reason for it. Last game ball goes to the Powell defense. As I mentioned earlier, Powell beat Douglas 25-2. Big win for the Panthers. They also beat Douglas last year, but kind of struggled with injuries, going down the stretch. Powell's defense didn't give up a point because Douglas's only points came on a safety, and they themselves recorded 2 safeties on their own. So there you had a game that had 3 safeties in it, which is unusual in itself. So third game ball goes to the Powell defense. That'll do it for this edition of the WyoVarsity Friday Night Recap. Stay tuned for more throughout the week, and keep it here at WyoVarsity.com.